Hey guys, how's it going? Inco here. We are back with our Axumite campaign. It looks to me like a bunch of Persian assholes somehow have crossed the Red Sea without me noticing. I suppose they must have marched from Alexandria. They came via some sort of land route. So here we go. We've got an entire full stack of Persians again advancing on a duelist, led by Jalinus. I'm not too concerned with this army, though, because A, there's two reasons. A, I'm pretty sure we can deal with it, and B, if you've looked at their integrity, we can see that they are very near ready to rebel. So if we were to take our spy, we can actually see what is in the army, but also, it's just all fucking spearmen as well. Granted, they are Armenian spears, but I'm pretty sure our swords can very easily deal with them. A far swordsman can cut through them. Persian bowmen we can run down with cavalry. Once we get it, we're still waiting on the cash to build a levy center, because we did just this turn, actually, or the turn before, I can't quite recall, we did research desert military craft. Yes, so now we can build the appropriate barracks and military buildings we need so that we can get some cavalry again, because we are like way in over our heads when it comes to cavalry, like, especially when we fight the Persians. If there's something that the Persians are known for, it's fucking cavalry, you know? So we ought to try to catch up. Okay, I've been also looking at this Zodiac calendar. It would probably be pretty good if we could research this at some point. It would reduce the public order penalty due to presence of other religions. Obviously, you can read it on your fucking screen. You guys have eyes. I think this would be very helpful, especially when we're fighting the Persians. We get like a melee defense bonus, shit like that. But it costs 5,000 talents, I'm going to say, to actually research it. So it's going to be in the pipeline for a very long time. And I've noticed as well that there's pretty much identical, I don't know if you call them skills, but identical technology that just slowly gets better as you go down. Mesopotamian tradition gives us some more melee defense. So I think with Aksum, you're definitely supposed to be on the defensive more often than not. That's what it seems to me with these talents here. Technologies, I suppose. Anyway, as for our next technology, I suppose we could either get regimentation of equipment or Eastern mounted tactics, and both of those are pretty... yeah, they're not ideal. So it would probably be best for us to go for a civic technology, maybe private ventures, so we can get some bigger docks, libraries, farms. Do we want farms, perhaps? I'm going to go with agricultural intensification. We want to intensify the ever-loving fuck out of our farms. I'm talking like we want 2 farms in the same square footage as like a traditional farm right now. We want to double the output of all arable land in Ethiopia and Arabia Felix. No, that is pretty ambitious. I gotta say, pretty ambitious, but you never know, we may be able to do it. We've recruited another ship. Speaking of ambitious, we're building a fleet that will be able to defend the Red Sea. We currently have 7 ships. The Persian fleet that is docked in Attila, as we've seen before, has 13 ships, so we're still 6 ships behind. Yes. The cheapest ship we can get is like 150, well, 100 gold each. But ships that are worthwhile, I'm going to say 150. So 150 times 6, that is like 900 talents we're going to have to pay just for a fleet to match the Persians. So we're going to have to work on the income a bit. And to that end, I think we actually have to complete our provinces. So we have Pacorus in Ethiopia and also Omana in Arabia Felix. And if we look at our missions again, we actually have a mission to take the entirety of Ethiopia and Arabia Felix. So we have to do that before 420 AD. We still have a very fucking long time. If I could get another spy, that would be wonderful. We're just 200 talents short. I want a spy in Arabia Felix so that we can start looking at Omana. As far as our spy in Ethiopia goes, I wonder if we can perhaps reduce the integrity of this army with our spy. We can't. If we were to march out, we currently have 15 units. I think we're going to have to be defensive yet again. We don't really have an army to match this. They've got the missile advantage, they've got the cavalry advantage, and also they've got a big advantage in infantry. I mean, we have 5 spears and 5 swordsmen, which would match their what? They've got... Yeah, they also have 10 spears, 1 desert legionary, but they do have a little bit more cavalry than I do. Their general is a cavalry unit, so I think it would be best if we wait for them to attack Adulis as we have done in the past. We're probably not going to spend any cash this turn. We're just going to save it up so that we can actually build this fucking barracks in Adulis. We want this levy center right away. We are slowly working towards population in Ethiopia, but Arabia Felix is pretty much full, and it will be for a little bit longer. As soon as we capture Omana, there's going to be a little bit of retooling. I think we want to focus on the commerce a little bit more, perhaps, just because of the spice production. You get a huge amount of maritime commerce from spices. But anyway, what else did I want to say? Oh, yes, before we move on, the public order in Arabia Felix is fucking wonderful. We are still suffering a penalty of -8 due to instability. And that will, of course, jump up again once we take Omana. But as far as, like, military presence goes, religious differences, like, we're doing really well. We're gaining 27 public order points per turn. So if we wait, like, 2-3 turns, we'll be a million times better than we were 10 turns ago, you know? Anyway, let's end the turn here, and I suppose we'll come back and spend some fucking gold. Of course, the Sassanids have marched to attack Adulis. I think we'll try to play this battle as quickly as we can. Hopefully, once this army gets crushed, their integrity will drop enough that they rebel. I'm very confident, so I'll see you guys on the battlefield. Here we go. Now, I know what you're all thinking. You're thinking, ooh, another battle for Adulis. What is this, like the 20th fucking battle? I gotta say, though, it's very fun for me to play. So, if you don't want to watch it, I'm sorry. You can skip it, I suppose, but I don't know, I just love fighting these stupid-ass defense battles. But I'm gonna try to do it as quickly as possible so that we don't get... So, you know, it's not too repetitive. Basically, I've got a huge amount of spear levy in each of the entrances of the town. We can tire out the enemy with our levy. And then we can advance with our Afar swordsmen, if necessary. I've got 1 unit for each unit of spears. Just... held in reserve in case shit gets dirt nasty. So I want to put these guys here, actually. These spears need to advance. And then, of course, I've got some cavalry over here, which probably won't be too effective. These guys are going to sit over by the lighthouse of Adulis. Let's see if we can get, like, a sweet... Oh, let's get a nice overview of the city. Oh, shit, look at this. We are on top of the lighthouse of Adulis. So our lighthouseman... This is his view. He's looking out over the land. Usually he's looking out this way. There's fucking nothing out here, just water. And then he turns around and holy my fucking god, there's a battle going on. I would be shitting my pants. Well and truly, I would be shitting my pants. Okay, so we are going to steady all of our spears. These guys are fucking going around, apparently. They will get slung to death. I'm hoping that my spears will be able to resist and tire out the enemy, and then my Afar swordsmen can deal with them. I've got missile troops in the core, just in case shit gets out of hand. And I'm hoping that we can kill a lot of the enemy cavalry as well with our spears. For example, here the enemy general himself, actually, Jalanus and his mercenary desert raiders are trying to destroy my spearmen, and they may actually fucking win this, win that battle anyway. Okay, we're gonna get our slingers on the coast to What the fuck? These single file, I say, as they try to get into the center of the town. We're gonna try to sling these guys in the ass. As erotic as that sounds, I must assure you, it is. Oh no, we lost a tower. Yeah, I think these horsemen here have destroyed that tower. So it's time for our swordsmen to move in, I would say, and they can deal with these enemy spearmen. Our cavalry is getting destroyed. Oh my gosh, they're getting destroyed by the Persian bowmen, who in turn have been knocked the fuck out, and we'll just pull through there, try to deal with them. Our swords are... oh shit balls. Looks like some of my missiles are firing into the rears of my troops. I love it. I do not want that, actually, so we'll unpause this. Okay, we're going to pull through into these fuckers. There we go. We've got our swordsmen in position to reinforce and kill some of these Armenian spears. Look at that. We're going to flank around. These Afar swordsmen are just incredible. In my opinion, they're very cost effective. We're going to need these guys to help against these desert legionaries. See, if we look at the kills, like these guys are already killed 60. These guys are already 50 kills deep. They're not doing too bad at all. We'll close that down. Our slingers have not done anything, so maybe we can... oh shit, our cavalry has been wiped out somehow. It looks like these bowmen have really done a fucking doozy on us here. Shit, there's a lot of Persians here though. Look at this. They're trying to push their way into the city. But of course, we brave Ethiopians have defended Adulis many times before. Obviously, the reinforcements are trying to show up. I think our slingers, our naval slingers, are probably in a bad position. So let's try to get them into the center. I wasn't really thinking there. As for reinforcements, I think we'll be okay on the flank. I'm a little worried about these Persian reinforcements because they can very easily go into the center of the town. Having said that, though, we have quite a lot of forces there that can easily... see, look at that. We've just broken the enemy mercenary defectors. My Afar swordsmen have carried the day, and now the enemy cavalry is trying to charge in. We do not want our swordsmen paired up with those cavalry. Speaking of cavalry, my skirmishers are trying to do their best to kill. Oh, you know what it is? These Persian bowmen are actually quite adept in melee. I think that's why my lightly armored cavalry just got wiped. Or at least that's what I'll tell myself as I weep and drink myself to sleep at night. My spearmen, I think, here are just going to try to absorb some of those arrows. I don't really know. We can't really leave the safety of our wall. Well, I say walls, but really, the walls of Adulis are the spears of my levy. That's basically it. Shit, these mercenaries are crazy. They keep coming back for more. Luckily, we can meet them with our Afar swordsmen and just utterly crush them. Look at this. My Afar swordsmen are just... oh, they're just so cost effective. It's getting me a bit hard. I'm getting a bit of a raging hard on from those fucking Afar swordsmen. We may have to take our bowmen out? No. How will I counter these reinforcements? It's mostly cavalry, so we may march out with our spears, perhaps? I'm not sure. Okay, so our Afar swordsmen are going to receive some fire from those Persian bowmen. Actually, you know what? Let's get these Afar swordsmen to deal with these assholes while they are able. We are receiving... we're having a bit of issues on this flank here, so we're going to have to reinforce with some swordsmen. Man, my swordsmen are... they're chewing through these spears on this flank, but these cavalry are probably causing a few casualties, I have to say. Okay, so we've broken these assholes. Lovely. We're breaking these assholes in the process of... we're going to charge out with our cavalry, charge out with our spears to take out the cavalry if we can. There we go. Who has broken a unit of spears? Well, we're already reinforcing, so that's great. We haven't killed Jalanus yet. I think once we kill Jalanus, I think Jalanus is how I would pronounce that. Once we kill Jalanus, the battle is won. My Afar swordsmen obviously are not quick enough to run down these spears. Rather, these bowmen. So it looks like we are SOL as far as that goes. We can try to kill as much of this cavalry as possible, but our spears are struggling a little bit. I'm going to reinforce. Here we go. We'll get some of those spears out. Maybe we should... You know, we're going to grab some slingers, and we're going to try to sling down these bowmen. Oh shit, we may actually capture... well, not capture, but catch these Persian bowmen here. Oh shit, my swordsmen have done it. Look at the slaughter. Here we go. Blood and guts. Oh, boom! Boom goes the dynamite. Decapitation. Decapitation. That was a decapitation by stabbing, which is... That's certainly a spectacle to behold. That's the Afar swordsman special, actually. Shit, our troops have broken on this flank. Okay, we're gonna need the archers to be steadfast and in position on this flank because it is crumbling. Oh my word. Okay, well, looks like our Afar swordsmen have cleaned up here. We can flank very nicely. Shit, our units are beginning to crumble, actually. Just a little bit. Because of all of the cavalry and archers they have, it's not ideal, I have to say. Shit, no, these 29 men need to return to the center if possible. We'll fire on these spears with probably heavy shot because they are armored spearmen, and we will want them to... No. Rapid advance? No. So it looks like my spearmen are trying to tear down those cavalry. We'll sling those archers. Lovely. Okay, here, these Afar swordsmen are ready to flank. I think what we'll do is we'll wait for these spears to do a bit... They'll pass a little bit, and then we can flank them. That would be ideal. No, they're already moving to attack Letem 2.0, so we'll... I guess we'll have to prepare for... prepare to defend. Okay, here we go. So Letem 2.0 is waiting, basically. He's waiting for these assholes to come and test his mettle, but we are causing quite a few casualties with the bows here. We're shooting into their flank now, and what is there, 50 of these guys? Can we maybe break some of these units with our bows? Okay, so our 4 swordsmen, maybe not doing so hot against these Armenian spears. Not as hot as I thought they would do, you know. I thought they'd be like a Scarlett Johansson hot, but they're more like, I don't know, like a Maggie Gyllenhaal. Okay, well. We're not doing too bad against these fucking spears, though. They're just weathering the storm of arrows, but Letem is going to charge down and break these assholes very soon. Shit, my Afar swordsmen have broken these guys. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, we can keep slinging at these Persian, you know, desert bowmen. They're mercenaries, whatever. We'll get the Afar swordsmen to return. Actually, no, they'll break these spears. We need to deal with them immediately. These fucking Armenian spears are so fucking dumb, though. What are they doing here? Oh my god, they don't know what they're doing. Trying to charge into a heavily contested area? Like, really? You don't think that's gonna end poorly for you? Well, I say that, but my own Afar swordsmen are just getting fucking torn apart by missiles. Oh, shit. Okay, well, maybe we can put some pressure on with our slingers. If we get in behind these guys, we can force them into the courtyard, something like that. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna try to do exactly that. We want to face off against these bowmen. My desert slingers, desert hurlers, whatever the fuck, are just gonna put some hurt down on these bowmen. They are in loose formation, though, so that's gonna be a bit rough. Can we just attack them? Like, just fucking charge them? That would be great. I think we've pretty much won, though. It's just a matter of cleaning up a bit. I don't know. Just gonna have to keep attacking these Armenian spears till they get the idea. Boom! Okay, yeah, they're beginning to fall. And they are exhausted and routing and crying for their mums. Here we go. Our desert hurlers are engaging. Is this Bear Man-ass? Bear Man-ass is now routing. Lovely. Okay, so we haven't destroyed these armies. I mean, we've destroyed them in the sense that we've killed a huge amount of their men, but we haven't destroyed them on the campaign map, which obviously is the entire goal. I think, though, that the new army, I can't remember who's leading it, that new guy, I don't know, I don't know his name. You know, that new guy, he's got the face, he came all the way from fucking Persia. I don't know, he showed up. Oh my god. Okay, so I don't remember the guy's name, but we've destroyed his army, and I'm pretty sure it's going to rebel due to integrity. But anyway, let's end the battle. It was a Pyrrhic victory, apparently, because we lost a huge amount of spearmen. A couple of units of spearmen, actually. We lost 1,100 men, but we killed 1,900 Persians. Jalanus, that's who it is. Yeah, we may actually have to recruit a lot of new units after this. I think we lost a lot of units. That's just fine. I don't think there is another Persian army en route. I haven't seen anything. You never know. We'll send our spy north a little bit, and he can keep an eye on. But at the very least, Latem 2.0 is keeping up the legacy of Ion Bisyanaf and destroying Persian army after Persian army outside of Adulis. Yeah. Jalanus, there's no hope for you. Your army is going to rebel. I'm sorry. Shit, the Persians are fucking relentless. Oh my god, no, here does... Another stack is en route already. So we've got maybe a turn to recruit as many men as we can. We need to look at this army in Berenice, see what they're bringing to bear. If they have spears, we'll get swords. If they have cavalry, we'll get spears, etc., etc. In the meantime, we can build a barracks so that eventually we can recruit some cavalry. That will really, really help. If I have cavalry, we can probably wipe these armies entirely, because that's the issue right now. Once these units break, we can't run them down. Okay, so let's see. How many units can we recruit a turn? 5? 6? 5 units a turn. Okay, so we'll do that in just a moment. First, we'll take a look at Bear Man-ass, who will mutiny right away, as will Jalanus. Oh, he decimated his troops so that they wouldn't mutiny. Well, we can fight these guys on the battlefield because it's mostly mercenaries. I don't know if we can actually see this army in Berenice, but we'll try. Okay, no, it's actually led by quite a fucking general, Shapur. He seems to have quite a lot of reputation about him. Not like Jalanus. Jalanus is like a babby compared to Shapur. Okay, we're gonna have to... shit, we gotta repair shit again? Really? That fucking irks me. Okay, so... Ready for orders. I think we're gonna want a couple more units of swords. So we'll merge this one. Disband... well... disband this one. 2 units of spears. No, 2 units of swords, 1 unit of spears. There we go. That will bring our army back to the strength it was before that last battle. And then maybe we can augment it with either more swords, like some desert tribesmen, or even some more... I think some more missiles would be really helpful, especially during, you know, defense battles like we were doing. So Eon's Legacy has some more points, and that means that we can reduce the upkeep cost, which I would love to do. So that's given us an extra 100 talents per turn. We can also... do we want to increase our integrity? Or increase recruitment, or decrease recruitment cost? That would be not bad at all. I think border guards sounds fitting, but it doesn't really do much for us. Wealth from commercial buildings? Yeah, I suppose. None of these are looking that great. Although Persian marksmanship does actually help quite a bit. Missile attack range, plus 10%. We'll do that. If we can increase our missile attack range a little bit, that will definitely help us on the defense. Okay, Pyrrhic victory. Military traditions. Unseasonal conditions. Bad winter. Shit, it is winter as well, which has caused a food shortage in Ethiopia, but more so it's because Adulis keeps getting attacked. That's why we always have food issues. Now, there was an army of Mazun here. The Bronze Warriors. Super gay. What a gay... No, I don't mean it like that. What a stupid name for an army. The Bronze Warriors, really? So, here's the entire idea. We can see that the Mazunites are marching to war. So, it is now time to strengthen our defense. What is the garrison of Zafar? Not much. How about the garrison of Udaman? Not much. So, what we ought to do is march to about here. So it looks to me like the Mazunites are trying to march down into Udaman. So I'm hoping that we can maybe... Oh, can we not march through these fucking hills here? Really? Really? Okay, well, it looks like we're gonna have to go all the way around. That's just fine. We don't mind the fucking desert, do we, boys? No. No, sir. We were born and bred in the desert. So Mazun is going to try to head to Udaman. We can head them off at the pass in the most literal sense. Or if alternatively, if they try to go for Zafar, we can, again, head them off at the pass. So we have some Razguard, some Tor warriors, and we can augment our force with a few more spears. Let's pin these desert spears and take a look. So obviously the Tor warriors have a lot less armor, they have more melee defense, and that's about it. That's really the only difference. They trade melee defense for armor. So if we're not getting shot, that's great. The Tor warriors actually have a shield wall formation. Okay, well, we have some missiles, we have some cavalry. Maybe we can get some swordsmen. The Afar swordsmen do not have any armor at all, really. But their melee attack is so high, 57 for the Afar swordsmen versus 27 for the Desert Tribesmen. These guys are nuts. If you can defend them anyway. Well, you know, we'll just get 2 units of spears to augment this army, and I think that's probably pretty good for Arabia Felix. Now we will attempt to strengthen our fleet a little bit more by getting some more ships. Do we want light boatmen or desert corsairs? Desert corsairs, desert heavy corsairs. Now Liburnians are definitely bigger ships. It says, I don't know, I never understood that, why it's a light melee ship versus a medium melee ship, even though the Liburnian itself, the ship, seems heavier. The troops are heavier versus this Dromenarian galley. Desert Corsairs versus... Let's pin this. Desert Corsairs versus... Oh, I see. The Corsairs have missile weapons. You know what? Yeah, let's... I don't understand. I don't understand this. More men on the second galley with the Desert Corsairs. More men, missile weapons. Seems that they would be better fighters, and yet it's cheaper. So you know what? Maybe we should switch out all of our Dromenarian galleys with Eastern Light Boatmen for perhaps Desert Corsairs. Although, having said that, Desert Corsairs have a lot less melee attack, more defense. A lot less armor as well. So these Corsairs cannot get hit by missiles. I don't know. I'm confounded as to who would be the better choice for this fleet. Let's get a Liburnian. That is a solid choice. And also a skirmisher. There we go. So now we have 9 ships of... I'm thinking like 13 or 14 would be fine. If we had intel of the enemy fleet, we could make a better decision, but we do not. I've been trying to get spies into ALF for years in the form of, you know, like jewel merchants or something, but they always manage to kill our spies. No, I'm just kidding. There's no actual spies. Okay, matter of state. The feast. My lord, we should hold a fabulous feast, inviting all the great and good of the land to marvel at our splendor and lasting for 90 days and nights. Who should we invite? That is a good question. Let us check our subjects. Izana. Should we ignore the request, invite our neighbors, or invite our allies? Let's invite our neighbors. We're literally at war with every single person on our border. So we're going to invite them to a feast, just to rub it in their goddamn faces. That will be wonderful. So I am going to end it here, and I'm actually considering ending the series at episode 20, just because viewership is low, feedback is low. If you have any thoughts on that, be sure to leave a comment. It will help me gauge interest and the reaction. Right now, I'm pretty sure no one's going to care. I have no idea. Anyway, if you want updates on uploads, or perhaps when your favorite series is going to end, then you should check me out on social media. Twitter, Facebook, you know the sites. And you know what? If you want to see the last 3 episodes of this series, be sure to check back Monday, every Monday, because that is when we release the Axumite campaign. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Have a good one.